Welcome back to Tech on the Mind, where we unpack the stories shaping your digital world. Today we're diving into something huge, the NOF/AKES Act 2.0. If you thought deepfake laws were already controversial, wait till you see how this new version could put AI creators, meme artists, and even casual content sharers in legal danger. This bill has changed, and not in a good way. Let's rewind for a second. The original NOF/AKES Act, short for No Unauthorized Fixation of Artificial Intelligence-Generated Likenesses, was introduced with what seemed like a clear mission. The goal? To protect actors, musicians, influencers, and public figures from being digitally cloned by AI. Imagine someone recreating your face and voice without your permission, and making you say or do things you never actually said. Worse yet, imagine that digital version of you, endorsing a shady product or being featured in a deepfake adult video. Creepy, right? That's what the bill was trying to prevent. So at first, it made sense. Protect the people who are most vulnerable to AI exploitation. People with recognizable faces, voices, and public personas. The public, and even a good chunk of the tech world. Didn't push back too hard. It felt fair. It felt focused. It felt like the law was stepping in just enough to set boundaries in this wild AI era. But then, 2025 happened. And suddenly, the No Fakes Act didn't feel so focused anymore. It evolved into something a lot broader, a lot more aggressive, and according to many digital rights advocates, a lot more dangerous. Let's break down what changed in version 2.0, because these changes are massive. First, the language got way more vague and inclusive. The original bill focused on famous people. Now it covers any individual's likeness, even if they're not a public figure. So what does that mean for you? Let's say you use an AI voice to simulate your friend as a joke, or generate an image of someone who kind of looks like a real person for a parody video. If they feel like it's too close, you could get hit with a legal notice. And it doesn't matter if it's a meme, or a fan project, or an obvious satire. Intent doesn't matter, only the likeness does. Second, the updated act gives the court stronger subpoena powers. Basically, judges can now demand that tech companies, like YouTube, Meta, TikTok, even Discord, hand over your user data if your content is suspected of using unauthorized replicas. That means your anonymous upload, your side project, even your fake voice test clip could land you in a legal database with your identity attached. Platforms will have little choice but to comply. And that adds a whole new level of risk to creative experimentation online. Third, let's talk about the support behind this bill, because it's coming from some surprising places. It's not just celebrities or unions this time. Now, Hollywood studios, record labels, and big tech players, including Google and OpenAI, are backing the bill. And that's ironic, isn't it? The same companies building the tools that let you make realistic AI content are now backing a law that could make using those tools illegal for you, while they retain control over approved applications. This isn't just about stopping abuse, it's about controlling who gets to create and how. And that's what makes No Fakes Act 2.0 feel more like a crackdown than a protection. Here's the part that's got creators actually panicking. The term replica in the No Fakes Act 2.0 is shockingly vague. It doesn't just mean an exact copy. It means anything that even resembles someone's voice, face, or likeness, enough to suggest that it could be them. So let's say you're making a parody video. You use an AI voice model to sound like Morgan Freeman or Keanu Reeves or some other recognizable figure. You're not trying to fool anyone. You're clearly making a joke, a meme, maybe even a satire. But under this new law, that could still land you in legal hot water, even if it's a tribute, even if it's educational, even if it's not monetized. Take another example. You're working on a historical reenactment video. You train an AI model to recreate the voice of Winston Churchill or Martin Luther King Jr. to bring a moment of history to life. It still could be a problem, because the new bill doesn't clearly distinguish between misuse and creative use. Even deepfake memes, those viral videos with AI voices and pop culture clips, could become a legal risk. You post a meme with a deep-faked celebrity voice yelling about fast food? Cease and desist. Post a remix of a politician's speech for comedy? Take down notice. And if they push it, possibly fines or jail time. That's not just overkill. That's a direct hit on remix culture, on parody, and on online creativity as we know it. It's not that creators want total freedom to impersonate or deceive, but this law doesn't define where the line is. And that uncertainty is what's scaring everyone. Because when laws are this unclear, it's not the people with lawyers who get hit hardest. It's the independent creators, the small teams, the hobbyists, the people without legal departments to vet every upload. Now let's get real. Who actually benefits from this law? Sure, it says it's about protecting artists. But look closer, and you'll see the real winners are the studios, platforms, and corporations. Because here's the thing. Most actors and musicians don't own the rights to their digital selves. They sign those rights away in contracts. To record labels, to production companies, to ad agencies. So when a studio owns the rights to a character's voice or image, and you use that character for a parody or meme, even if it's harmless, they can shut you down, legally, quickly, permanently. That's not protection, that's control. And here's the dark twist. The same tech companies backing this law are the ones building the AI tools that make these digital replicas possible in the first place. Think about that. On one hand, they're developing tools that let you clone voices, faces, styles. On the other, they're helping pass laws that let them decide who's allowed to use those tools and who isn't. So you've got Google, OpenAI, even YouTube, saying they support the No Fakes Act, but they're also the ones profiting from the very tech this law could restrict. Meanwhile, indie creators, they're caught in the middle. You get the tools, but none of the legal protection. It's like giving someone a paintbrush, then threatening to sue them if they paint the wrong face. And that's why groups like the Electronic Frontier Foundation, Fight for the Future, and digital freedom advocates everywhere are speaking out. They're calling this law a wolf in sheep's clothing, something that claims to protect creators, but actually serves as a way to consolidate power and squash online innovation. So where does this leave us as we move deeper into 2025? On the surface, the NOFA-KES Act 2.0 might seem like a win, a way to stop malicious deepfakes, protect identities, and fight exploitation. And yes, in that regard, it might work. But here's the problem. It doesn't just stop the bad actors. It could smother the good ones too. Because this bill doesn't just target impersonation. It threatens innovation, parody, tribute, and even experimentation. All the things that made internet culture fun, creative, and accessible in the first place. If you're an indie filmmaker using AI voices to build a cast on a shoestring budget, this law could force you to ditch that approach. If you're remixing a political speech for satire or commentary, you might be told to take it down or face legal action. If you're a teenager making meme videos with AI voice filters, you could be breaking federal law without even realizing it. Suddenly, the tools of creativity come with legal disclaimers, and that shifts everything. There's supposed to be a line between protection and censorship, a line that defends people's rights without stifling expression. But with the way this law is written, that line isn't just blurry, it's basically invisible, and that makes this more than a legal issue. This is a cultural flashpoint. It's about who owns your voice, who owns your face, and who gets to decide what's allowed in a digital world, where creativity is powered by algorithms, models, and millions of voices blended together. Is the internet still a place for remix, satire, tribute, and creativity? Or is it becoming a closed system where only the powerful can play and everyone else has to tiptoe around vague, ever-changing rules? That's the real question. So now we want to hear from you. Is the No Fakes Act necessary, or is it going too far? Is it protecting people or just protecting power? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read everyone. And as always, like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next story that puts tech on the mind. Thanks for watching. See you next time.